Hi, welcome to the Hyperfixated Fan. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Hunter.
And today we have a very, very, very special guest with us. My girlfriend Kylie is here.
Hello. It was a lot of berries.
Yeah.
Because you're a very special guest.
Yes.
Thank you.
So Kylie is here with us because this is one of the weeks where it's my turn to talk about stuff and Hunter to listen.
Yeah, I know nothing. I know very little about this topic.
Yeah, and Kylie knows a lot too. So it's like both. I wanted to pull in a special guest, so it's like both of us will talk at Hunter.
And I will sit patiently and listen and be a very good student.
And ask us questions too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna jump in when I have anything to say.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. Yes. I will not be a silent listener.
But anyways, our topic.
Oh yeah, you want to know what we're talking about probably.
We're talking about the Nancy Drew games, the Nancy Drew computer games. They're made by Her Interactive, so this is kind of niche.
I feel like it's gotten big recently.
Probably.
I feel like I've seen some streamers doing it. Handful of them. And
yeah, I feel like a handful of female streamers have been doing it, like Gab, and then Half Moon Joe.
Yeah,
and Secret Sleepover Society, Julia once spent, I think, 45 minutes of a stream just trying to get the game to work with their streaming system, and then gave up because she couldn't make it fit her screen. But there was a definite try.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, with some of the
older
really
ones,
old ones, you can't even play them on. Literally just the other day on the subreddit, I saw a kind of post you see all the time where someone's like, I bought an old computer off of
Steam
eBay and I can finally play the new games because they'll actually run.
Yeah, that's literally, so that's what I did. So the first Nancy Drew game was released in 1998, okay? I have all these stats.
I got the numbers.
Yeah, I got the numbers. And then from 1998 to 2015, they released 2 games a year. So at that point, there was 33 games.
There's so many.
There are a lot. And then from 2015 to 2019, there was none. And then one came out in 2019, so it took them 4 years to make that, and I will explain why.
It was
horrible.
Spoiler alert, it was bad.
It was so bad. No. It was so bad. And it was we waited 4 years for this shitty game. It's called Midnight in Salem.
Here's, let me say this.
Oh,
Let's not dog on it too much. It's a shitty Nancy Drew game, but as a visual novel game, not as bad. I've actually played it 3 times now.
I probably have to.
The first time I hated it. The second time we were let's go into this. It was me and my best friend Hannah, and we're let's go into this not as a Nancy Drew game, but as something else. And we enjoyed it significantly more. And then when Rachel and I played it a year or so ago, same thing.
It was okay.
It's it's okay.
It's okay. I hate the graphics, honestly. It looks bad.
And I think
the movement is bad.
Yeah.
There's way too much dialogue, not enough puzzles, but whatever.
That's why it's a visual novel.
Yeah, because there's a lot of dialogue.
An ungodly amount of it.
But, yeah, anyways, after that one, they took the next 5 years to kind of recover from that. And make
such a blow.
Yeah, because everyone was we don't even know if they're gonna make another one because the last one was so bad, that might have just killed them. But they pulled themselves together and they made another game. It came out in 2024. It came out last year, and that one I really liked. I really liked it.
It was not bad. It was way better than Midnight in Salem.
Way better.
I would say it's still not as good as Sea of Darkness, which is the last
number 33
the
in
last
2015.
quote unquote normal one that came out. We'll get to that. But it was still pretty good. And it actually had a decent jump scare that
everyone she screamed so loud it made me jump. That made me jump, not the jump scare.
So me and Rachel played it alongside my best friend Hannah, who also loves Nancy Drew games. And me and Hannah screamed because it was scary.
I jumped
it was one of those cheap ones.
It came out of nowhere.
That was no, it's one of the ones that was really popular when we were in middle school, where it's a video or a puzzle.
And then it cuts someone screaming. you know?
Yeah.
Like,
where it's a task that's like done intentionally, so you're focusing like very
Directly
hard on
on
the
the
screen.
yeah.
And then it came out.
A classic
This
screamer.
boy over there.
We love to see it.
Yeah, that was fun. So with all of those, there are 35 games in total. Like I said, there's 33 like original ones, and then the other two, 34 and 35.
So many games. I thought there were like maybe 8.
No.
And like they really were releasing like 2 a year. Back then. And like they did not.
They weren't bad.
No, and I would say they even like improved in quality over that time. Like
Yeah.
they didn't get worse.
No, they got
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, for
honestly.
sure. Yeah, it was like a small company in Washington. Washington State is where they're based, and literally they had like a new CEO like in 2015-ish, like right after Sea of Darkness got released, and then like the new CEO like fired a bunch of people, so that was kind of why it took them 4 years to make the next game, which sucked. But also something that happened is like, I mean, with that, like they switched the engine. So that was a really big change for a lot of people.
And then swapped up everything.
And then they switched the voice actors too. So like it was one voice actors for 33 games, and then they switched it. So the newest 2 games have a different voice actress. So a lot of people didn't like that too.
Do we know why they swapped the voice actors?
I honestly think there's 2 big theories. One of them, they thought she sounded too old. That's like the but then another one is that they just straight up could not afford her anymore.
Yeah, because she's like she's done a lot. She's 70 years old at this point, so she is old, and also she's like she's done a lot of voice acting over the years.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah,
she's well known.
Yes,
it costs more. Yeah,
the engine changing though, what was really bad, because all the 33 games before that, they were actually done in an engine that her like made themselves.
Oh, cool.
It was like their own engine.
I didn't even know that.
And then let me confirm. I'm almost positive. And then so the new one, they switched to a totally different image. It was like
Unity.
Unity.
Mm-hmm. Why would they leave their proprietary engine? Like
they wanted the CEO.
They thought their big thing is they wanted to like make it more modern and like attract more audiences and younger audiences, but really what they should have done, they had a very, and still do have a very like dedicated fan base who will buy any game.
Yeah.
And so they should have just kept with what was probably not that expensive to produce, seeing as they
and
it
was a good engine. Like
by the end, by Sea of Darkness, it was really good. It was a very nice UI, and the point to click worked really well.
Yeah,
and
it was good.
Yeah, it's their look.
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly. So it's like the newest 2 are like different vibes, of course.
Bizarre. It's what everything about this shift seems just like the strangest choice to me.
Yeah, no.
Like, unless they truly were dropping numbers like no one's business.
I don't think so.
Like,
I don't know.
It feels so strange to me.
I have no idea, man.
Okay, yeah, and I did just confirm it was like in the original 33, it was like an engine that her made to create the games. And so it's like, why? And like they were nice and clean. They were like 33.
Yeah.
And it was a really fun one.
Yeah.
Some of the puzzles had gotten a little silly because like after, it's not that they were bad, but they just didn't make much sense in the context of what they were doing.
Like 33 games. You start. Look, I have
start to
a
lose the
DM
plot.
for D&D, and I've been playing for 3 years. I only do so many puzzles. I'm already running out of ideas.
Yeah.
After 33 games, I can only imagine.
Of course, they switched like the writer and everything, but still, like
there's only so many puzzles in the world.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's kind of the background of the games.
That baffles me. I genuinely only thought there were like 8 games.
No, there's
I'm so surprised. That's insane to me.
So, I have like almost all of the games on like disc.
So cool.
They're in a bag in my closet. Like I've had them, like I played these games since I was a kid, so I've like got them. So I think I'm only missing like the newest one on disc and Scarlet Hand, like one of them. So I have the rest of them. And I bought, as discussed earlier, a really old shitty Windows Vista brick laptop to play them on, so I don't have to deal with the error messages happening. Like I just play it because it's the system it was designed for, and it works perfect, and it's great. So
what's sad though too is like, most of the games, not every single one of them, but most of the games are on Steam now, and so you can get some of the really old ones on Steam, but the really old ones on Steam
won't play on your computer.
They still have it. Well, you can get them. It takes finagling.
Yeah, you have to finagle it. Like, it won't just automatically play.
It's because and I think it probably ties back to the fact that it was an engine that Her created themselves, and so like they probably created it for those computers
exactly.
at that time.
But there are like tutorials to like change it and make it play off of Steam, so you just have to like do some research about it. But it will work.
There is a way to, we've got it to work. But
it takes some finagling for sure.
And like the old ones are still worth playing, but
I love them.
It's just hard to get them to work.
Yeah, so get a brick laptop off eBay. That's what I did.
Yeah. But then that comes with the caveat is you have to be able to. Well, actually, does Her still sell physical copies of them?
I don't know. I do not know.
Because I was gonna say the caveat nowadays though is like if you're wanting to get into them for the first time, you're probably gonna have much better luck getting them on Steam. Yeah. Because you can play most of them. But if you get an old brick laptop, I don't know how easy it is to find physical copies anymore.
I don't know either, because like I got all of mine when they were coming out. You know, I just kept them for 20 years.
Yeah. I would say I bought 4 years ago or so, I bought Hannah like a little collector's edition, special edition bundle, and it came with it. And the reason I bought it is because it had some of the oldest games, which were ones she did not have physical copies for. And so I was able to buy that. And those were like physical CDs, but I don't know how easy it would be to just get all of them. I think Her probably only sells them digital now.
Yeah, I think they do.
They only sell them digital. Because I would say it's way too much of an...
Yeah, you'd have to get them like secondhand somewhere.
Yeah, so you'd have to... I would say your best bet is Steam first. Especially because you can learn if you really like them and if it's worth the effort of hunting that brick.
And and like the newer ones will play with no problem, like off of Steam. So start with the newer ones and like maybe work your way down.
I also think you should start with newer ones and not the oldest ones. Actually, I'm of the opinion that you should start with the middle UI. So the UI that's in Japan.
The middle one is good.
Because I would say that's the best and the easiest. The newest one being second. But I feel like if you start with the newest one, it's gonna really suck to go to the oldest one.
Yeah.
So if you start with the like middle of the road one, especially because like the older ones definitely have some like parts that are a little more clunky in the sense like you don't get like a checklist, and sometimes it's really hard to click. It's hard to click, and you get lost in these moments sometimes where like
you get stuck.
You need to like look at one specific part of the screen or say one specific. It's like really picky.
Yeah.
So I would definitely
start at the old ones.
The middle of the road one, which is like Shadow at the Water's Edge.
Yeah, that one is so popular and it's very enjoyable, so that's a good start.
Yeah, I think Alibi and Ashes is
also Waverly.
Waverly was the other one. Was the game.
I love Waverly.
That's my favorite engine.
Yeah, and if you go to the older ones, the one I would suggest starting with is Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon.
Agreed.
Because that's like the only one I've ever been able to play like by myself, like without any hints or spoilers. Yeah. Like that's the most straightforward, easiest one.
And I would say of the oldest ones, I think it holds up the best.
Yeah, it's really fun. So
yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's really good.
I do have a question, just listening to all the titles here. Are the games based on specific Nancy Drew books, or are they all entirely dependent?
So some, like, yes, they are all based on some Nancy Drew books. Some of them are based on like a mix of like 5 different books. You know, they throw it in there. They like pick and choose elements and put it in one game. Like there is not a 1-to-1 translation. Some of them are more 1-to-1 translations, like Secret of the Old Clock and Secret of Shadow Ranch. But the rest of them,
those titles.
No, it's like it's a mishmash.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So you can look on the wiki and see like which books are like are involved in the creation of the game.
I kind of like that they did that though, because it like makes them unique. Yeah, and that like if
you don't know what to expect.
Yeah, and like if you've read all the books, like it's still going to be a new experience.
Yes, definitely.
So I was kind of wondering, like if I like read the book and then went to the game, would that help me out with the game?
No, definitely. I was like.
that would be kind of cool, but also kind of like a cop-out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, where's the balance there? But that kind of works where they're pulling in from multiple books sometimes, or...
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's a good balance.
So I thought now we would go through each one.
Yes!
All 35?
All 35 games! I want to hear the plots of all of them.
Yeah, just because this is pure info dumping.
I give you the entire plot, like second by second recount of Hades.
I was about to say.
So I literally can give
for
you
like 2 hours.
It's good! What do you want from me?
It is good though.
It's so good.
I'm just not.
I saw it for the 5th time, like 2 weeks ago.
All right, let's not get too derailed.
Yeah, no, please. Yes, tell me about the Nancy Drew games.
The 1998 first one
is Secrets Can Kill.
So this one, like you can tell it's the first one because it's one of the only ones that someone dies and like she's trying to solve a murder. That's
it's
like
Moira.
that only happens like one other time.
Yeah,
like usually it's like for kids so they don't have anyone die.
That's a fair point.
But what's wild about this one, and I've actually never, just because I've never been able to, I've never played the original.
Me neither.
Original one.
I don't think
they
I have
made
either.
a remastered one. It came out in like 2016 or something, I think. And I played that
2010.
But 2010, but even it's different from the first one because in the first one someone like whips out a gun and like they
I mean they do that in the remastered one.
No,
too.
they took it out. I'm almost positive.
No, I've seen a playthrough.
Really? I guess it has been like 4 or 5 years since I played that one. But it's good.
It's like straight. It's more like crime.
It's
yeah.
like Nancy Drew shit.
Yeah, and
it's not mystery. I mean, it is, but
yeah, and the puzzles are like pretty simple. It's a very quick one,
very fast.
So you can probably at least the remastered
like an hour.
Yeah, which like I would say the longest Nancy Drew game it takes like 6 hours.
Would you say that's like the most recent one?
No. I would say Shadow at Water's Edge. That one's long because you throw in that giant on it. Well, we'll get to that.
I do that though. I like that one.
Yeah.
I think the latest one was pretty long.
Yeah, that one I haven't played it enough to like truly understand.
But the first one is short. And it's fine, I guess. Like it's whatever.
Short, it's got a gun. That's all I need.
It's like
fine.
a murder of like a high school kid.
Yeah, so it's that's probably why they like it's like pretty intense.
But it's like interesting because the high school pretty much the whole puzzle of the game is that the high school kid is like, if I remember quickly, has like left behind
a bunch of puzzles of like who killed him.
Like clues of like who killed him.
Like if I die, this is who killed me sort of thing.
Fascinating.
And like it starts out with like there's like it's a high school, so you know high schools will have like those bulletin boards in the hallways or stuff, and like so he started out by like leaving secret messages and like things that are on the bulletin board.
So it's cool.
Cool concept for sure.
No, I like it's good. I don't know if you're ever gonna get to play the like original.
It's so hard to get that one to work because there's actually 2 discs with that one, and you have to like switch the disc to go to certain locations. It's just like a whole mess.
That sounds bad.
It's a whole mess. I've never done it. I've never done it. Yeah,
okay. Not something I would think I want to deal with. But cool concept.
Yeah, the remastered one.
The remastered's really good though.
Maybe I'll watch a playthrough. Then I don't have to deal with the complications of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, the remastered one plays great.
Yeah, it does. You can get that one to work pretty easy off Steam.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, so that one's fine. Second one came out in 99. Stay tuned for danger.
This is the one
you haven't played.
This is the one game I have not played because Hannah and I could because this is the one with the bomb and the guy who comes back later, right? Yeah, and so
you get stuck.
This is the one that Hannah and I could never get to work. We literally bought like a separate disk drive because of course computers nowadays they don't have disk drives. Put disk drives in them. Sorry, naughty word.
No, you can.
That's allowed.
It's an explicit podcast. Like we are
explicit. We do spoilers. It's all allowed.
Yeah, but yeah, Hannah and I could just not get it to work. So not only is it the only one I haven't played, it is the one I know. I guess makes sense. The least about.
Do you want me to say a little bit?
No, you can spoil it. I don't care.
Okay, so you're like visiting a friend who's an actress in New York, and there's like some spooky shit going on at the recording studio, or like the acting broadcasting studio, I think they call it, and it's like the set of a soap opera. And so you're trying to figure out like who's leaving threats and bombs and making shit like fall and stuff like that. And it's okay. Like, the navigation is so bad, and also the there's like a few parts where you will get stuck if you don't do things in a specific order. Like, it will lock up.
It's like,
so you have to be very careful on this one. Like,
and this is why I'm like, don't start with like the oldest ones. Like, you need to have a basic,
it will make you very frustrated.
You need to have like a basic understanding of how a Nancy Drew game works, because like they do keep consistent like concepts and themes, but like the older ones
are hard.
They're just, and it's because they're so specific. Like, they want you to do it in an incredibly specific way, and sometimes if you don't do it in that specific way, it doesn't work. But with the newer games,
they're more flexible.
They're way more flexible about that. Like, you will eventually hit a wall. If you can sometimes hit a wall where it's just one thing that you need to figure out how to do, but it's way less likely to happen.
Yeah, so stay tuned for Danger's Okay. The third one is Message in a Haunted Mansion.
I like this one. It's also a very short one.
Yeah, the early ones are shorter.
There's
cool name.
Lesbians.
Yeah, lesbians.
Love lesbians.
90s lesbians. Yeah, it's like these two lesbians like buy a house in San Francisco, and they're trying to make it into a bed and breakfast.
Wait, pause.
Cute.
Just to like not get anyone's hopes up. They're fan.
I mean, they're queer coded.
They're queer coded.
That's enough in the 90s.
Yes, I just don't want anyone to go in thinking it's gonna be like
they're kissing.
They've got
like,
the flag up that didn't exist
it's
at
like
the time.
explicit. It is queer coded,
very
and
much.
Like, queer people are like see themselves in the characters.
Even all the fans are like, they're gay.
But the game does not technically
say that.
And so I just didn't want to. Yeah, I didn't want anyone to like go in thinking.
But I mean, it's like they bought a house together.
And they're opening a
bed and breakfast. Yeah.
These are lesbians.
Yeah, so it's in San Francisco, and there's like accidents happening.
Oh, they're in San Fran. Oh my god, they're lesbians.
Exactly.
These women cannot be straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them has a pixie cut, and it was the 90s. So
It's very much.
It is impossible for them to be straight.
Do you know where they met? They met in drama class.
Yes.
They're thespian lesbians.
One of them's also into like crystals and shit.
Yeah. It's great. I love it.
There's literally nothing straight about
this
situation.
It really isn't. But I also just didn't want anyone, because I can get really
excited.
excited.
The lesbian is not spoken. We can't say it's canon.
It's
but the signs are there.
Yes.
Oh my god,
so,
I love it.
Yeah, so a lot of accidents are happening around the house, and Nancy's trying to figure out why.
This is a hate crime we're solving.
Yeah.
Okay, but even worse, this one is like, well, I guess with San Francisco, it's a little bit more sense, but it's like, no one's Chinese is in the game, but the game is very like,
they have a lot of Chinese like imagery and references and stuff. I
would say it's the one instance where typically if there's a certain culture that's very like prominent within the game, they're like actually in the place of that culture, and there are characters who are from the culture in it. This is the one game
where that's cultural appropriation.
A little bit. I mean, like, I do think there is some like,
because there's definitely a lot of historical like Chinese people in San Francisco and California.
So, yeah.
But
there's no one in the game that's
who's
like Chinese, and it's like more talk about
from
like,
the white perspective. Like,
and it's like about someone's trying to like sell antiques and stuff like on a black market situation and like scam people, and it's like an old white man. I told Rachel he reminds me of the old white guy, bad guy from Rush Hour 1. The one that's in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
I've not seen Rush Hour.
Oh my god, Rush Hour is great. But anyways, while all this is going on, Nancy's also like low-key finding a treasure hidden in the house. And there's also like a little love story wrapped into this one, which so I like it. I like this one.
Really cute.
Yeah.
And there's some like funny moments because like one part of the lesbian couple, she's like, the reason why it's called, so one thing we should say, there are non-scary Nancy Drew games and Nancy Drew games that
are more scary.
As scary. Well, and like her interactive will categorize them.
Yeah,
as
these are
scary
scary
too.
games.
So
Like,
Message in a Haunted Mansion is technically a scary one, but the reason why is one half of the lesbian couple is just trying to trick people into thinking the place is haunted.
Yeah, to get like publicity.
To get to like publicity, because she's like a haunted bed and breakfast will probably attract more people.
Yeah.
She's right.
Yes.
Yes, she is. But like at one point, she literally like fakes like a seance
It's
and
great.
like has like a fog machine.
Yeah.
And, like,
This is the Scooby-Doo episode.
It's great.
no,
It's great.
it's honestly a really fun one. There's
like she
I
also has
love
like
this
microphones
one.
placed everywhere, so you're just randomly walking around the hallways and someone's like, I see you, and it's so freaky. It's freaky when you don't know what's going on.
I'm like best friends with these lesbians.
and when you like break into her room, you find this like super advanced like security camera setup where and like a soundboard,
the
and
sound-
so
She knows when to whisper.
Yeah, exactly.
And at one point,
I
At
love
one-
her.
At one point, you walk by and you hear like a woman
Crying.
crying outside her room, and then later you're like, "Did you hear that?" She's like, "No,
It must have been the ghost.
I love with everything. I would stay at this bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
I would make these lesbians my
totally.
best friends.
No, it's,
I would ask some questions about the cultural appropriation.
No, for sure.
But everything else, I am into.
Well, it wasn't them who did the cultural appropriation. It's because
It's Old Man Wiggles.
no. It's because this area, which is why I will say the lesbians are dumb because this old man is very suspicious. The area of the time, like in history, was known for like these big,
the
like,
1800s.
Gotcha.
Victorian mansions,
Yeah.
and like they were
The
like
cultural appropriation.
The cultural appropriation, all that came from those.
It's exotic.
And so, like, after they
Gotcha.
bought the house, this, like, one day randomly, this old man shows up.
like,
And
oh,
he's like, hey, I deal with, like, like, antiques of, like, Chinese history and stuff. Like, why don't you let me help you? And they're just like,
okay.
sure.
Seems
Like,
legit.
oh my god, that
Dude,
he's
they're
trying to steal
stupid
your shit.
lesbians.
Like,
Yeah. And you drop a chandelier on him.
it's great. Yeah.
Hell yeah,
Which
let's
could
kill
like
Old Man
fully
Wiggles.
kill him, but it
Yeah.
doesn't kill him. Like,
It's
you rarely kill people. I don't think you ever kill people.
No. The only negative about this sport, the main negative about this game to me is it has a bitch of a slide puzzle in it.
Oh, the slide
Oh, I'm
puzzle.
so bad at slide puzzles.
Yeah.
And if slide puzzles, if you don't know, are the ones that where you make like a picture, and so there's like one empty spot, and you have to move them all around.
Yeah.
Because like there's also
bad
the
at
slide
those.
puzzles where you have to like move things so you can slide something across the screen.
Yeah, but
those
it's-
I'm not as bad at.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, the slide.
That one was
puzzles are-
hard. It's hard.
It's
Yeah.
very hard, and it's all it's harder too because it's all just one color, and that color is gray.
It's
Oh,
like gray and black.
It's like
bad.
And so you can't
it's rough.
match colors as well, and it's like of a detailed phoenix.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I think it took me
so
like
much.
15, 20 minutes to
Yeah,
do
and
it.
I didn't
I
help
just
it.
look up a cheat.
That one I don't think you can cheat on. You can cheat on a lot of the other slide puzzles, but for some reason I don't think you can do this
Yeah.
one. Maybe because it
Why?
like starts off at a random place
Yeah.
every time.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, and it's not just this game. There are some, not common, but there are some Nancy
Where you
Drew
can't cheat
puzzles.
on.
There's not just that you can't cheat on it. Like even a walkthrough can't tell you how to do it.
Yeah.
It can give you like a basic understanding of how the puzzle works.
This is the
But
steps
because-
you take, but beyond that,
Yeah.
Yeah,
good luck.
it's because it's so random.
It's random.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, like, but it's a good one. I like this one.
Yeah, that
I like
one's
this
good.
one too. I've never played it. I've not seen it, but I love it.
However, just in case you're interested, this is still one I don't recommend.
no, it's
We'll let you know when we get to one we say is good to start with.
Yeah.
This is your starter, Nancy Drew.
Yeah,
because
not that one.
this
But not
one-
this one.
It's
Not this
still
one.
old
Just
and
This
hard to
one,
run.
in the older ones, so something that's common in Nancy Drew games is you get task lists that you can like check off.
Like, okay, I need to do this. I need to do this.
Oh yeah, I
like,
saw that in the one we watched with Gab and
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a
So
task.
she kept going in and
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
the
thought
old
that was
one,
really nifty.
the old ones don't have one.
Yeah, the old ones don't have one, and then
That's
later on,
horrendous.
eventually, it's only the senior mode doesn't have it. Actually, in some games, a senior mode is so difficult, you still get a checklist. It's just like a
really
A
condensed.
vague.
like a vague checklist.
Oof.
But Okay, so the one after that is Treasure in a Royal Tower, and I love this one because this is the first one I ever played, and I played it with my grandma, so it's very special. Like, after she died, I got this game out and played it again. Like, it was very special.
I love that.
Sweet.
Yeah.
This is, I would say, of the ones I've played, this is the one I remember the least about, but I do remember it's like the tower from a European castle that's like ended up in like Michigan or something.
Wisconsin. So it's a tower from France that Marie Antoinette used to live in.
And they gave it to Wisconsin.
Okay, you know why? Because the inventor of chocolate milk bought it and had it like transferred to Wisconsin. It's not the actual inventor of chocolate milk. It's fake news. It's a random guy they just said invented chocolate milk. But yeah, so it's like he built like a castle, and then there's this random French tower there. And the whole game is about figuring out how to get into the tower because Marie Antoinette like left a treasure in the tower. That's why it's called Treasure in the Royal Tower.
And naturally, when they transported the tower, they didn't look inside for anything. They just sent it wholesale.
Yeah,
they just, I mean,
just detached it and shipped it.
Yeah,
basically.
it's great. I love it.
It's just like, why?
And this game,
I take it back. This is the best thing I've ever heard in my life.
I was about to say, this is the first game with Hotchkiss in it.
Now, okay, I remember this game so much more now.
Top character in the Nancy Drew games. Like, she is like maybe my favorite character in the Nancy Drew games.
I love her, but my only issue with her is like she
she's gotta have bipolar disorder.
No. She refuses to learn Nancy's name.
It's so cute. I think it's funny.
What is her name,
Professor Beatrice Hotchkiss. So everyone calls her Hotchkiss.
And she has like a really thick. She's a Southern Baptist lady.
Oh,
yeah, I think so.
No, I think she's more like
Hotchkiss.
East Coast, like more like old society. Like she talks more like, well, dear, let me think about that, and like is more high class.
But not with that accent.
I don't know. I don't think she has a Southern accent.
I think it's Southern.
No.
Have y'all watched Murder, She Wrote?
No.
Because a lot of the episodes take place in Jessica's hometown of Cabot Cove, Maine.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, a lot of the people there seem to be talking like they're from the South, but it's also very much like a Maine accent. And I'm wondering if that's the
Maine.
accent that they're going for.
Maybe Maine. It also, I could also hear it as like a, not quite transatlantic, but like a weird version of it. Because she does have the very like, she pronounces her words like very clearly and like says every single letter
very
in the word. Yeah, enunciates. She enunciates very well.
But she's very like weird. So everyone, and like she's one of the recurring characters in the Nancy Drew games because that happens sometimes. But she like she works like all day, and then she has office hours from like 3 to 5 a.m. and I'm like, you're manic. Like you are manic. You are fully manic.
Office at 3 to 5 a.m.
Fully manic.
Well, one thing we haven't quite covered is this castle that's in Wisconsin that has a royal tower is like a hotel situation.
Yeah, it's also a hotel.
It's like a hotel now. So Professor Hotchkiss is here working, and so her office hours she goes to the like dining area of the hotel with like the fireplace,
like
and
the
stuff.
living room,
like kind of like the living room area.
Yeah.
But the rest of the time she's in there typing on her
typewriter. Typewriter.
And I distinctly, as soon as you reminded me that Hotchkiss was in this game, I completely remember it. This is the only one that she shows up in person.
In person, yeah.
All the other games, she's just a phone friend.
Yeah.
And I do remember at one point we go in there and there's just like a plate of eaten chicken wings.
Because we ask her what she wants to eat, and she's like, couscous. And the front desk guy's like, I've never heard of couscous. We have chicken wings, like chicken legs. Yeah. And she eats like a whole plate of chicken drumsticks. Like, it's so funny. It's so funny. Like.
And then the reason Professor Hotchkiss is here is because of the
Marie Antoinette connection.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The Professor Hotchkiss exists where they need to have a character that is like has been hyper fixated on the topic that you're talking about, and like they don't want character, just throw in Professor Hotchkiss.
She's the research
she's
friend.
the hyperfixation historical person.
Because, like, in this one, we're doing Marie Antoinette.
Yeah,
But
in later ones, it's different.
Yeah, and the most recent one we played is fucking Egyptian mythology and like early
Egyptian
and she
goddesses.
knew like
What do you
everything.
mean those are two different topics?
Yeah, and she just knows, but she's
great.
hilarious.
I love her. Also, I like Lisa in this game, who is like, she's so funny. She like talks like how a gay man talks now, you know? It's like, she's like, oh, we got gossip, honey. Like,
We got the tea.
yeah, she's so funny. Like, I love her. She's hilarious.
Amazing.
I guess we can spoil all these, but she's the bad guy.
Yeah.
Oh my god, love it.
It's so funny. Like,
And this is, I would say, one of the first, I don't know if it's one of the first instances, but where it's like a very classic Nancy Drew story bump. If there's like ever like a treasure situation, you find the treasure and then you
the bad
immediately
guy
turn around and the bad guy is there.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a very
Once you find the treasure, it's over.
there's like a few games that deviate from it.
Yeah.
And like I remember I was always weirded out because typically what comes at the end of a Nancy Drew game is a life or death timed puzzle.
Yes.
Where like
you have to defeat the villain or
you
something.
have to defeat the villain, and 99% of the time you get trapped and will soon die for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's in this one, but in another game, which we'll get to, you could literally get like crushed by like a ceiling with like spikes on it.
Not at the end.
No. And then there's also the one where it's the Waverly. Is
Yeah,
the
you get sliced in half.
Amazing.
By the
normal things
pendulum.
to happen.
Yeah. So this one she just pepper sprays us, so it's not like a huge deal.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun, but
My life or death situation.
But
is
I like
pepper
this
spray.
one. This one is one of the winter games because it's snowing in Wisconsin.
Aw.
So I'll play this one like during the winter time. It's pretty
Cute.
fun.
Love it.
Yeah. Okay, the one after this one is the final scene, and to be real, this one kind of freaks me out too.
Was it a spooky
Like,
one?
it's spooky to me because, like, deserted old theaters, and the bad guy, like, is, like, an old guy with, like, some dementia, so it's a bit freaky because he's like, oh, like, I'm gonna do this tomorrow. It's like, they're gonna tear it down. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's just very freaky a little bit. And it's scary to me because it's like, what's in the old theater? Like, I think it's scary. Now that I'm talking about it, I think it's scary to me because there's a Scooby-Doo episode. Okay, Scooby-Doo connection. It's called The Backstage Rage. It's one of the early ones from the 70s.
Yeah.
And that's like one of the only Scooby-Doo episodes that still freaks me out because
Amazing.
it's in like an old theater.
Yeah.
And there's this one scene that's the freakiest scene where it's like Scooby's like trying this costume on, and then it like cuts to like the door and this random guy in the same costume is there, and then it cuts back to Scooby, and then it cuts back to the guy and he's not there anymore. It freaks me out so bad. I don't know why. So I think because of that like connection, I don't like this game.
It's old spooky theaters, man. They're
I just have a thing for that. So
every theater has a ghost, and therefore every theater is creepy.
But Kylie,
I
go
say
ahead.
as a lover of theater.
This is a fun one. It's been a little bit since I played this one because, so in my period of life, I've had two big times playing the Nancy Drew games. Once was with my best friend Hannah, and then once Rachel and I have been playing through.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the like only two left that I've only just played with Hannah. I haven't played with you, so it's been a few years. But I like this one. It's like, if I remember correctly, it's like a Houdini puzzle in the sense like it's related to Houdini.
Yeah, Houdini used to perform in this theater, so there's like stuff related to that. There's like
Traps
some tricks and
escapes.
stuff. Yeah.
And then I remember there's like an activist guy who wears a camo shirt and comes in like
he's funny.
and stuff.
Incredible.
And I remember, I do like it, but if I remember correctly, it's one of the clunkier.
It is
ones.
clunky.
Yeah.
Like, you have to do like so much. It's really easy to get stuck.
Yeah,
like it's very frustrating.
I would say this one I remember because like Hannah and I, like, as the same as you and I, Rachel, like we try to do
without any spoilers,
like
or
without
hints.
as much, like without very much help. Which Universal Hint System has been beautiful for helping us with that. But this
sometimes
This is one where, like, Hannah and I remember we had to use, like, a straight-up guide.
Yeah, it's hard.
Like,
it doesn't tell you what to do. Like,
that's unhelpful.
And I would say it's the most unclear in terms of, like, what to do.
Yeah.
Because there are, if I remember correctly, there are a lot of little places you can go, and so it's just like, what?
Yeah. Also, a shout out for this game is the cop talks like Patrick Warburton in the game.
Incredible.
It's actually great. Like, it sounds like him very much. It's very much Kronk. So
I love Patrick.
Yeah, that's kind of fun.
So much. His voice is so good.
Yeah. Okay. But I mean, the plot for this game is like you and your friend go to this theater to interview an actor, and your friend gets kidnapped, and you're trying to find her before they knock the old ass theater down in 3 days. So yeah. Nancy's actually kind of mean in this one. She gets upset a lot, which she doesn't. She doesn't do in a lot of other games.
She deserves to go fair.
Definitely, if you want bitchy Nancy, this is definitely the game.
Nice.
But don't start with it.
Yeah, don't start with it.
You might hate Nancy Drew game.
Yeah. Okay, the next one is one that I really like, Secret of the Scarlet Hand.
I also really, I would say out of this,
old ones.
Like the old, not just the old ones, but like the old ones that don't have
task lists.
Because there's two UIs, like the old ones, and then just the old ones. They're kind of the same UI, but they like
one has a task list and one doesn't.
And I would say of the ones that don't have task lists, this is like by far the best one.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's really fun. It's like you are interning at a museum in DC about the Maya. And basically like someone steals an artifact and you're trying to figure out who stole it. And then also there's a bunch of shit that happens in this one, which I love. This one is so fun. And like this one takes like 3-4 hours. This is one of the longer ones.
I would say it's definitely the longest old one.
Yeah, you have to do a lot.
Typically pretty short.
Yeah, but this one you have to do a lot in, and it's really fun. So after someone steals the thing, we're trying to find it, and then one of the guys who works at the museum falls off the pyramid and gets amnesia.
Naturally.
It's so funny. Like,
what are you doing up on top of the pyramid?
Yeah,
bud?
it's so funny.
And like he's which eventually like you kind of learn in those memories he's lost is like crucial information like you have to have, because it's not just something was stolen, it was something that was stolen by like a serial stealer.
Yeah.
Like he had stolen from other museums, and he always leaves a calling card, which is a scarlet handprint, like a handprint in scarlet.
This guy's got class.
And so like this was a thing where it's like, oh gosh, this like common person is like stealing all these, which brings in the first instance of another eventually reoccurring character, Prudence Rutherford.
Yeah.
And
because she got something stolen.
Yeah, I will say, okay, Prudence is the Southern lady.
Yes.
Prudence is very old.
She's
lady.
from Kansas, I think.
Kansas.
She's very high class, elitist, old money.
This is one we never actually.
No, we don't meet her.
Ever.
Like,
she's only
on the phone.
With her friend.
Yeah.
But this one is good.
I love this one.
These puzzles are really good.
Yeah.
The only thing is there is, I believe, one part where you can get like a glitch or a bug or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what it is.
You can get stuck on this one too, especially when you're calling people. You have to call a lot of people, and like you have to call them at a specific time in a specific order, and it's just like so annoying.
Yes, I do remember there was a big time.
We had to like do so many phone calls.
Yeah, because there's a time where like it's after the guy's got amnesia, and you have to go there occasionally and talk to him and try to help him remember. But sometimes when you go up, he's unavailable because he's in this like
memory therapy
or something. And there's just this long,
it's like, when do I see him?
And there's also this huge chunk that we got stuck on, Rachel and I, where like the only thing we could think to do next would be to get information from him. But no matter what, no matter what we did, and eventually
it's like some small thing.
We had to look up a guide. It's not just that. You have to call the people in a specific order, and you have to say the right dialogue. This is where the old games can get frustrating. And so like
it was rough.
It was rough. But
yeah, that sounds.
It's a fun game. I like it generally. Like, but if you get stuck,
but yeah, like those little bits sound.
Yeah.
No, it's fun. I will say, okay, one tedious thing, just to give a warning to anyone who plays this, is there is a like trivia quiz you have to do at one point.
Yeah. You have to do them in every level of the pyramid.
But what happens is you go and you get the first question and you get it right, and then it gives you the second question. But then you have to leave to go figure out the second question. So then when you get back, you have to do the first question again. And then do the second question.
Every time until it's like 5 questions.
Until it's like 5 questions. So
annoying.
I would recommend
just
look up, don't look up a guide that will straight up give you the answer, but see if you can find something that tells you all the questions.
So you just look them all up at once
and then go all up at once.
Yeah, it's
because
annoying.
like it was very annoying that we had to like you can't see all the questions at once. So you have to type it, then go figure it out, and then figure it out again, and then bleh.
Yeah, fair.
Okay, the one after this is Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake, which is a fall one. I play this one in the fall, because it's kind of like in the woods, and there's a lot of cicadas and crickets and stuff. It's birds and stuff.
I really like this one.
Yeah.
I think this might be the last one that doesn't have a checklist. I can't remember.
I think the haunted carousels after this.
That one doesn't have a checklist. No, you're right. I like this one. I would say it's
fun.
It's good.
It's not like my favorite.
Yeah, it's not my favorite.
It exists.
The plot is like you're staying at you go to visit your friend at this shitty cabin on a lake, and there's like ghost dogs, quote unquote, who like growl and bark around you at night and their eyes are glowing.
Love it.
And then you're finding out that who used to live in that shitty cabin was like a old 20s gangster.
Amazing.
And so you're kind of like retracing his steps, and like you find an old speakeasy, you go to the cemetery where he was buried.
You guys are telling me this game is mediocre when it has concepts like ghost dogs and a 20s mobster in a speakeasy?
It's okay. It's just I think the plot of it's really good, but I don't know if the execution is great.
Yeah, because the puzzles aren't very good.
The puzzles aren't very good. There's one character that's hilarious. It's
the girl?
No, the bird dude.
I hate him.
He's so funny.
He's so sexist. I hate him.
Oh yeah, he is very sexist.
His name is Red Knot. He's an old white guy, and he talks down to us. Yeah, I hate him.
He's a bird watcher.
Yeah, he's awful.
Fuck them bird watchers.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one, it's a solid okay.
It's an okay, yeah.
Like I would definitely play it over some of the other games, but there are quite a few games I would play over it.
Definitely.
That's so disappointing. It sounds so rad.
I mean, you can totally play it. Like
it's just that it really is just like the puzzles aren't very good.
Yeah, the puzzles aren't good. But it's what if you don't care about that, like the speakeasy looks cool. Like
yeah, and like it is cool, like concepts and stuff, but
yeah. Ooh. The one after that is the Haunted Carousel, and I think this one's the shortest game.
Yeah. I don't know. Secrets Can Kill us.
I mean, that one, they're like both pretty short. Like, this one's pretty short.
But this one is also one of the really old ones that is pretty good.
Yeah, this one actually, like, scared me and my sister so much, like, we couldn't finish it as kids. We were so freaked out.
This was also one I couldn't finish as a kid.
Yeah, it was scary. But now it's not scary. But it was.
That's fair.
So it's like you're at an amusement park in New Jersey. And someone stole a horse off the carousel, and then the carousel just starts playing like by itself in the middle of the night or something. So you're trying to figure out who the fuck stole the horse off the carousel, basically.
The horse back.
But at the same time, there's this other girl whose dad used to like own the park, but he died, but she like works there, and she is like insanely traumatized and depressed. But her name is Joy.
Ironic.
But this is the part of the game I have the biggest gripe about, because like a huge chunk of this game
is doing stuff for Joy.
It's not doing stuff for Joy, and it's like her dad left her this like series of puzzles and scavenger hunts to help her like remember her like childhood and the positive parts of her mom, because her mom passed away when she was young. And
to like make her happy again.
Yeah, so it's like a very emotional, like deep and sentimental thing.
But
and
we do it the whole time.
Joy just has Nancy do all of it.
Yeah.
Joy.
And so like
that's not the point.
Yeah,
we're like uncovering these like
really
handwritten letters from like her dad, like who wrote just to Joy.
Yeah.
And like Joy's like,
for me, Joy.
and I'm like, you're missing the point of all of this.
Yeah. But the roller coasters are cool. Like, I like the carousel. Like, there's a haunted house you can go in. That's pretty chill. Like,
nice.
But again, this one's short and it's fine. Like, it's fine.
Just a quick little time.
The one after this is Danger on Deception Island, and Kylie doesn't like this one.
It's boring.
Oh no!
I don't really like it. I don't like the setting. It's set in like Washington State, and I just don't like it being.
Island.
I don't like it being all foggy and overcast
It's
and
boring.
gross. Like
And it's boring, and there's a rude male character.
oh,
in it.
another bad man.
Like, and it's got boring, long ass puzzles, and you gotta fucking kayak everywhere.
Yeah, the kayaking's
and
annoying.
the kayaking. This is still one of the older ones, and so it's very clunky and like very. And it's, I wish it would be cooler because it's like got to do with like killer whales and stuff.
I like the whale.
It's cool, but it's bad. This is one where like I've played it. This is one I will probably never replay.
I don't really like it.
And if anything, if there was a streamer who I enjoyed enough as a personality play it, I would maybe watch
it once.
Yeah, like watch it once. But it's just. Man, I think if you want to play all of them, play it, but to just get it out. But
I mean, if you like the setting of being like in the
but even just the puzzles weren't good, and they were just like you can kill a lady with a sandwich though.
That with a jellyfish sandwich,
that's what that was about.
Like, and you spend a huge amount of time on this just tiny little boat where there's like not a lot of places to go. It's just
I don't like the vibes.
Sound is intriguing.
Yeah, the only cool thing is like in the cafe. No, in the cafe, like there's like a secret passageway.
The secret passageway
that people used to get shanghaied, and so I think I like that part, but that's it.
It has some cool parts, but like overall, it's not worth a replay. It's not the worst.
It's not the worst.
I would say the worst is Twister.
Yeah, probably. Of the original 33.
Yeah.
Of course.
Honestly, I would play Salem over Deception Island.
I don't know.
I wouldn't want to play either of them, but like...
I don't know, I don't like Salem. But the next one is The Secret of Shadow Ranch, which is a book. So it follows the book. It follows the book pretty close.
And this is a banger one, and I love it.
I like it.
It is one that has, I would say, in the Nancy Drew fandom, a very notorious
glitch,
game-breaking glitch.
Yeah,
and
we got the glitch.
Yeah, and like this is like the only game I can think. No, there's one other. It's Alibi and Ashes. You can fuck up really bad.
Okay,
because if you have Ned pick up something.
Oh yeah.
But this is one of the only games where. But that's just you being wrong. This is a straight up glitch that will happen.
Yeah.
And what it is you have to collect 10 arrowheads, and they're kind of all spread around the map. And
there's one.
There's a glitch that the 10th one
doesn't
not show up.
Ooh.
And Rachel and I, when we just played it recently, we ended up having to like look up like a console command and like cheat it into our cheated it into our game.
And when I was a kid, my cousin played this one, and she got the glitch, and she stopped playing Nancy Drew games altogether. Like it's really sad. Like she could not fix it. Like
But this one is. I really like this one, and it has two characters I really like. I like Tex a lot.
I like Tex.
Tex is like the guy typically every Nancy Drew game has a red herring, and Tex,
that you think it's them.
Yeah, like the game kind of makes you think it's them, and Tex is definitely the one. But I never believed it was Tex because he's very gruff and very monotone.
But straightforward.
But there's just this earnestness to him. Mm-hmm. You can just feel it.
He's not faking anything.
No, he's genuinely just a guy who wants to work with horses on a ranch. Yeah. Like, he literally...
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. No, and he you could tell he's, like, very, like, passionate about the horses and stuff. And so, to me, I was just... Because when we played it recently, I didn't remember who did it right in the beginning. I did not remember it was a shorty. Yeah. And so, I was like... I don't think it's text. He's 2, and then the other guy,
Dave.
I also like Dave, and he's just stupid.
He is a himbo.
Oh,
Yeah, he's a himbo. Like, he has that, like, earnest, like, niceness, and it's like
Southern niceness, like,
and
thank
it's
you,
like,
ma'am.
it's like a stupid, it's like a charming stupid.
Yeah.
But this one is fun because it's like
a Western.
It's a Western,
in
and they're
Arizona.
fighting like an old, like, gangster's treasure and stuff.
Old outlaw.
Yeah, outlaw.
Yeah. And this one also is a love story.
Yeah.
Which I like a lot. And I like it. Yeah, it's a good game. It's a good game. And it's easier to do. Like, it's more straightforward because it has a checklist now.
Yes.
Checklist.
Yeah, honestly, this one is not too hard to figure out on your own.
Yeah, I like
it's just if you get the glitch.
Yeah, the
and
glitch.
so, like, if you play this one and you find that you just straight up can't find that 10th one,
look up the glitch.
Look up the fix to figure out where it is.
Yeah.
It's the same one
every
too.
time.
It's not like one doesn't appear. It's like it's the exact. So if you Google the Shadow Ranch glitch, you will see the exact one.
They'll tell you which one you're missing.
Yeah. So. Okay, the one after this is, I think, my favorite one. It's called Curse of Blackmore Manor.
Yes.
So I freaking love this one. I watch playthroughs of this as, like, comfort. I watch it, like, every day almost. Like, it's like my downtime as I'm going to sleep. Like, it's so good. I love the music. I love the environment. Like, I just love it. So.
Yeah, it's a really good one. It's a good one of the old ones.
Really
it has
good.
to deal with, like, alchemy and stuff, and it's
so good.
It's a good one too. It's one of the, like,
this is one I would want to play with you.
It's a scary one.
It is scary.
I will say that one of the best scares you can, like, accidentally not get, though, the dream sequence.
I know, I love the dream, the nightmare.
Yeah, there's a scene where you can get a nightmare as Nancy,
it's
but,
so
like,
good.
you can't actually.
Not every time. It's not, like, always there.
Yeah, and so, like, the last time we played, we beat the game and we never got it, and so we, like, looked up a video afterwards of it happening because we wanted to see it again.
Good. Yeah, for sure.
So the plot of this game is the daughter of our neighbor got married to a British diplomat and is now living in England. But that daughter, who is now living in England, is acting really weird and no one knows why. So Nancy's sent in by our neighbor to help her daughter figure out what the fuck is going on because she's just being weird. So,
I watched a tiny bit of a playthrough of this one time when we were hanging out.
Probably because I played it all the time.
Yeah.
So,
that was, I think, my first actual encounter of watching any of the Nancy Drew games.
Hell yes.
We were eating dinner and you had it on.
I love it so much.
I was like, this is a wild concept for
I
a game.
love it.
The playthrough, the visuals, I was like,
that's great.
Fantastic. What is happening?
Yeah, and there's a great scene where you, like, see them performing, like, a secret ritual.
It's so good. It's so spooky.
I watched when she got eaten by the plant, like,
yes,
3
the
times. I was like, it happened, and he's like, wait, did that happen? And, like, just did it again on purpose. Like,
yeah,
that's what I saw.
There's a giant Venus flytrap that can eat you,
like
ass up, head first into the plant.
It's really wild.
It's great. So anyways, we go there to help Linda, the wife, and she's being weird. She won't let us see her, and it's so funny. She is fully convinced she's turning into a werewolf. Yes. fully convinced she's turning into a werewolf.
I will say that the evidence we uncover as Nancy to figure this out, if you were having the symptoms she was having, that evidence would be pretty convincing as to why you were turning into a werewolf.
Psychological torture. It's like insane gaslighting. They're gaslighting her. The villain is gaslighting her into thinking she's a werewolf.
But the thing is, it's like, this is a thing that's, like, happened before and has been, like, documented, so you, like, find
the
evidence.
Beast of Blackmore.
Yeah, because, like, one of the first scares in the game is you come up to the house, and then there's, like, red eyes, like, floating in like a bush or something.
Yeah, and then it, like, growls at you. So
amazing.
It sets the tone, and it's at night. I just love it.
It's really good. And
it's so good.
It's spooky. This is one that Hannah and I, when we were young, when we were like 11, we couldn't do this.
It's scary.
we
scary.
got to the point where like you're going into your room and then it like the bee shows up like right there. It's like another optional scare, I think. And like Hannah and I just closed it and we were like, never mind.
There's a lot of optional scares in this one. Like there's even like still on replays. I'm like I've never seen that. I didn't know that could happen. Like there's one, the dream one is good, and then there's one where like something scratches at your door and leaves like scratch marks.
Ooh.
And then there's one where there's chanting in the middle of the night. You wake up at like 3 a.m. and there's just chanting, and then you go explore and you don't find anything. It's so unsettling. Like, and then there's another one where you walk out the door and there's a hooded figure like facing away from you.
Yes.
That one is scary as fuck when you're a kid. Like there's someone facing away from you, walking away down the hallway, and turns the corner and you follow them and they're gone. So
That's the one that got Hannah and I.
Yeah.
But this game also introduces the iconic Cuckoo.
Lulu.
Cuckoo's the other one.
Yeah, it's Lulu. Lulu is an 80-year-old parrot.
Who talks.
I love Lulu.
Yeah, I said
Cuckoo's and another guy.
Yeah, Cuckoo is a descendant of Lulu.
Yes.
Who's in another game.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So,
Lulu has children.
So,
yeah.
99% of the time, and I just remembered something I wanted to say about Haunted Mansion that I forgot about it. That's the one where Ned's voice actor first joined. Yeah, so one just like Nancy has always had the same voice actor. The other character that's essentially always had the same voice actor is Ned. And that voice actor was used for the first time in Message in a Haunted Mansion.
As a character.
Not wasn't Ned though.
But it's Ned's voice.
Interesting. But then they liked him so much, they asked him to be Ned. And he is one that, like, he's still Ned in the two games that just came out.
That Nancy wasn't in. The original Nancy.
Well, actually, I mean, out of the voice actors, Nancy is the only one they didn't have back because Deirdre's is the same.
Deirdre's the same. Carson's the same. Yeah.
Frank and Joe are
the same. Yeah. So they kept all the other voice actors except Nancy.
That's why I almost think it's more likely that it was they couldn't afford her.
Yeah.
Because like she sounded too old thing. I'm like, well then why'd you keep all the other ones? Because Ned sure as heck doesn't sound like a teenager.
It's whatever. But anyways.
What I was gonna say is in a lot of the other games, Ned is where you get hints if you need them, but this is one game where it's a little bit more unique, and this one Lulu gives you the hints.
Yeah,
so
the parrot.
The parrot.
Yeah, it's great. And I just love, like, when you are first exploring everywhere and you, like, go walk, like, the parrot's cage is covered by, like, a sheet or something, and you, like, walk by it and you just hear an ooh.
Spooky vibes.
And then it's like, you're like, what the fuck is that? And then you lift up the sheet and it's the parrot.
Parrots trying to scare you.
Watching Gab Smulders play that, she's like, oh no.
Oh, no.
It's so great.
It's a really good one.
I love this game so much, and it's like it's like magical in a way because it's like there's alchemy. You're in an old ass manor. Like there's secret passageways in the dark. There's like old stuff. Like there's a whole thing about the game where it's like each descendant, like each ancestor, you know everything about them and they did stuff, so it feels like you're connected to the past.
Incredible.
I really like it a lot.
It is a really, really
I
good
really
one.
like it. So
it sounds super fun.
yeah, this is the first one I had me, Kylie, and my sister play together when my sister was visiting. I was like, we gotta play this one together. So I really like this one.
Yeah, and your sister fell asleep.
Yeah, I was like, Ashley, wake up!
Amazing.
But love that one. The next one is Secret of the Old Clock, which I do not like.
I've been waiting for this one. There's one main reason Rachel doesn't like it, and that is a very prominent character has a very strong accent that Rachel
I can't
despises.
stand.
And like this character. No, and you know, in Nancy Drew games, sometimes like it's kind of balanced how many times you talk to each character, but I will say in this one, like you primarily talk to this lady who has the accent.
I can't stand it.
Also, it has Nancy Drew games, you'll have random like mechanics that are just like tested in one or two games, and like sometimes they'll carry over, but sometimes you'll never see them again because they didn't do well as like a test. This one, you never see this again. You have to like drive a car around town.
Actually, it's in Trail of the Twister too.
It is? I just blocked that one from my mind.
Which we hate that one too.
Amazing.
So
And so, like, I don't mind this one, actually. I do like this one because the accent doesn't bother me as much. But it has a driving mechanic, and it's
not
clunky,
fun.
it's hard to control, and you can, like,
Run out of
destroy
gas.
the car,
Yeah.
and, like, you can crash and
you get
stuff.
stuck.
I think the puzzles are decent.
Yeah, the puzzles are good.
It's alright.
It's set in the 30s. Like the Secret of the Old Clock is the first Nancy Drew book, so they like set it in the 30s when the book was set.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's cool.
Isn't there like mini golf?
Yeah, there's mini golf. It's during the Great Depression. Like, there's a really annoying man. I hate that man. But there is an ugly ass cat that I love. His name is Yuri.
I will say, this
More
is
lesbian.
this might be the only one that's set not in what is like modern time for that time.
Yeah. And I've heard people like joking about it. It's like, oh, this is proof that Nancy's a vampire. Like, because also as it comes up in later games, we never see her reflection in mirrors and stuff. So yeah.
Incredible. Cheer for
like
it.
in the Nancy Drew cinematic universe, she might be a vampire.
Yeah, you never see her. Like, that's a thing is you.
It's so funny.
I adore it. I support it. She's a vampire.
Yeah. Okay, so the next one is Last Train to Blooming Canyon, which I said is like a good starting point of the older ones.
Yes, I would say
Yeah.
after you've played one of the ones we recommend as one of the first ones.
This is the
good
second one.
This is like a really, really good one. It's like
Another love story.
Yeah. And it like holds up the best out of the old ones.
Yeah.
Like the puzzles do.
It's very straightforward, so like I said, like I can do this with no hints at all. Like it's very straightforward.
And the setting is cool.
You're on a train.
Yeah. And then
We love a train mystery.
Yeah.
And this brings back a character who we talked to in a previous game just on the phone.
Yeah.
Charlena Purcell, and she is famous for writing Western romance stories.
Like those bad romance
like the
books.
raunchy, like ones you can get at like Walmart.
The
like
Good
paperback
for
ones.
her.
yeah, but her thing is she's actually like very knowledgeable and accurate about the Old West. And
So
she
helps.
is very interesting. So in Secret of the Shadow Ranch, she was a phone friend.
Yeah.
And then this one,
We
get
her.
to meet her because she's on this train with us.
Nice.
There's also a Paris Hilton knockoff character.
Oh my God.
And there's Tony Balducci.
Tino Balducci.
Tino Balducci.
Tino Balducci. Annoying man. He's a cop from Jersey. I don't mind his
Jersey.
accent as much, but it's a thick accent. It might be a New York accent. I don't know the difference. He's so annoying. He thinks he's hot shit, but he is such a bad detective.
I'm going to tell you right now, his name is Tino Balducci. He's from New Jersey.
Yeah, probably.
but-
That's a Jersey name.
He brings
He's Italian.
He's
his
just-
like existence brings like
he's
leads-
recurring.
he brings up in a
Incredible.
later game a soundbite that Rachel
I echo
Yeah,
Lilia
it's
that.
like,
Tino Balducci.
we're like helping this woman like solve a like crime or something, and she's like, oh, but I've already been working with this guy who I want you to contact and also like work with. And Nancy's like, who is it? And she's like, it's Tino Balducci. And Nancy goes, Tino Balducci. It's White Wolf at Iceberg Creek, right? Yeah. and I
We're gonna
remember-
talk about it in a second.
Yeah.
Oh
But
my
like,
goodness.
It's only a
he's-
few games after this.
he's a fucker.
It's great because Nancy does not like him. Like,
Amazing. How could you hate Tino Balducci?
and him and the Paris Hilton knockoff have like a thing.
Of course they do.
It's like stupid for stupid. Like,
Yeah.
And
But-
this one is the beginning of Frank and Joe.
yeah,
being
Frank and
picked
Joe
up.
Hardy.
Yeah.
The Hardy Boys.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hi Boys. Yeah.
And they're good in this game.
Yes, I love the Hardy Boys. Joe in particular is my favorite because
He's so funny.
He
He believes in ghosts.
He's a himbo. Like
He's a himbo.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like
This
they're really
one's
good
fun.
in this one.
This one's fun because it also has Fatima.
yes.
Sounds like just like a good crowd all around.
It's
It's
great.
a very good
like, and then the end is really cool because you find this guy's mine, and he has like an old letter that's like the real treasure that we were kind of looking for, but we didn't know that we were looking for this. And you just read the letter, and it says, it's got like the presidential seal on top, and it's dated like I don't know the exact date, but it's like a specific date.
Yeah.
And then you're reading it, and it's like, oh, like me and Mary are going to the theater tonight. I heard it was going to be a good show. Like, I hope it's great. And then it's like, love, Abe. He wrote that letter the day he died. So that letter is priceless. Abraham Lincoln death letter.
Yeah.
Which is insane, like putting that in a game.
Yeah. The Paris Hilton character tries to kill us.
Yeah.
But it's
She's like, oh my gosh, what if I leave you in this mine and no one ever finds your body? Oh my gosh, I'd be so famous.
Oh my god. I mean, honestly, the delivery on that.
It's really good. Well, okay, here's the thing. We skipped the part, though. The reason we're here is because she bought this train that used to... I'm not going to go into all those details, but she invited a group of people to come to the train. Charlena Purcell, Tino Balducci,
some other people,
the Hardy Boys, and the Ghost Guy. And the Hardy Boys invited us.
It's so funny because when she introduces us, we're just sitting off to the chair on the side. Like, everyone has their character moment, and then we're like on the floor, like to the
side. But hello, it's me, Nancy Brew.
But she pulls like a stunt where the lights get shut off, and she like screams, and then they turn back on, and she's gone. It's because she like hid into
the caboose.
A secret part of the train, and she was like hoping. But she wanted to see who would find her.
So that, like, that person can then find the letter she was after.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's funny. But that's a really fun game. I like that game. Yeah. And it's also a little spooky because you see a ghost.
Yeah. I will say sometimes it's, like, a little unnerving going through the train cars.
At night.
It's like, at night it's, like, quiet.
No one there. It's good.
Oh, and it's... Oh man, that taffy lady.
I just said Fatima.
Yeah, Fatima. That's right. Yeah, Fatima.
She's so funny. I can't do her accent,
Neither
but
can I. If I heard it for a second, I could. But she's very southern. She's great. Wearing a mascot head the whole time, and we make some saltwater taffy for her.
Great.
And that's because
just for her.
And she helps us because we get her an autograph from Charlena Purcell, her favorite rider.
Yeah.
I got British.
That's okay. It's a fun game. That's a great game. Okay, the next one after this is Danger by Design, which is France.
I love this
the France one.
I really like this one.
This one is really funny. Half Moon Joe loves this one because it's insane.
It is absolute bonkers.
It's so bonkers.
But I think it's fun. I think the puzzles are good.
The puzzles
only part is there's a horrible puzzle where you have to find all the cockroaches.
Ew. Oh yeah, so if you don't like cockroaches, it's not a good one.
Yeah. But like, it's fun. One of the main characters, she's
annoying.
manic and a little psychotic. Like she needs some therapy.
She's like the tortured artist, stereotype.
And my favorite thing is she wears this like mask the whole time, and people like speculate why she wears it and why it's so mysterious. At the end of the game, it knocks off, and you find out it's because she has like an alien tattoo on her.
Alien face tattoo
on her.
Girl, it's so funny. It's so funny. Nancy's like, oh my gosh.
It's really, really
good. But, like, we're in Paris because we're working for her as, like, an intern, and, some people are, like, sabotaging her, threatening her or something. Yes. We're also trying to figure out why she's acting so weird. And then at the same time, we're trying to, like, find this, treasure that an old lady had because she stole some stuff from World War II. And some people don't like this game because, like, those plots aren't connected very well.
Yeah. But this game has potentially like my most like stemmed vocal line because like I've got autism. I got real bad echolalia and I stem a lot. And this one has my most common vocal stem. And like Nancy Drew games sometimes have a way you can make money. Yeah. And in this one, a way you can make money is by painting like replica paintings,
knockoffs for
tourists in the park. And when you do it, the guy who does it, he goes, "Another fine job. Here is your money." Yeah. And just the way he says it. So good. Like, that's one I will. Some like stims, like I won't say unless I've seen them, but that's one sometimes I'll just be going about my day and I'll be like, another find.
I just check something off the to-do list. Another find.
Yes.
Here is your money.
It's fun.
It's like I reward myself with a little treat during the day. Here is your money.
The French accents are bad though.
No,
I should hope so.
Here's the thing about Nancy Drew games.
The accents
Typically,
suck.
like when they're like focusing on a certain culture, they actually do it like good respect and like it's like typical like good lore. Especially because I just watched the Irish one and like they do like really do their research. And like in the old games, they would actually send team members to the location.
Oh, cool.
But no matter what, the accents horrific.
Yeah, they can do the history
real
stuff, but
bad.
they have white people doing all these accents.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
just hire your local DM.
yeah, it's
And
bad.
do your
It's
best.
bad.
And it like is a real, which we'll talk about more in a little bit. It's a real tarnish on my favorite one, which is in Japan, and one of the voice actresses is Japanese, but the rest of them are not.
It's a bit
and
racist.
it's a bit rough.
Yeah.
Oof.
But Danger by Design is fun. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I
fun.
like it.
The next one is Creature of Kapu Cave, and everyone hates this.
This is
I think it's funny.
it's no.
It's
here's
not
the
that
thing.
funny.
Here's the thing. It is like watching paint dry boring. There's like one part of the game that's kind of fun.
Which part?
It's like I don't remember exactly. It's like the necklace making. Or
I like the
bugs.
necklace making.
Yeah. And then this one is the unique one, which you don't get this again until like the newest bad one. It's you get to play as the Hardy Boys for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
You get to switch off a little bit, which
Yeah.
is fine.
But this is
fun.
another one where it's like Danger on Deception Island. I did it the one time.
And that's enough.
I will play it just to make necklaces. I like the necklace making part.
So valid.
But the plot is horrible. Like, everyone hates this game because it's like you don't know what the fuck's going on, and then you get to the end and Nancy spends 20 minutes explaining the whole plot to you at the end of like what was going on.
Right.
It was really bad.
If
and
you
then
have to tell me the plot of the game I just played.
exactly for it
not
to
a
make
good
sense.
game.
Yeah. And then there's this one really bad puzzle where you have to do some bug stuff, and everyone hates that puzzle.
Yes.
And
Hannah,
then
nope.
no, go
Hannah?
for it.
I remember this. Hannah loves that puzzle.
Oh,
The bug stuff puzzle.
it's very tedious.
That's Hannah's shit, man.
Yeah.
Good for
Everyone
her.
hates it, but the other thing people hate about this game is the character design of the Hardy Boys. They changed it, and they look awful.
No.
They look so awful.
Yeah.
Like,
Those
so
poor
bad.
Hardy boys.
I'm like, why did you change it?
It's okay. The Hardy Boys are the reason why I don't hate Midnight in Salem maybe as much as
That's
Rachel
fair. That's
does,
fair. The Hardy
because
Boys
the
were good
Hardy
in that
Boys
game.
are very
They're good in that
prominent
game.
characters in it.
They're
It's-
pretty in that
it's
game.
Great for like the Francie lovers.
Yeah. People who ship Frank and Nancy.
And then Joe is the love of my life. Not besides you, babe, but
That's
like
Nice
Joe is
recovery.
so funny.
Nice recovery.
he's like a blonde himbo, and
He's
he's
so
so,
great.
earnest.
He's
and
like,
so
maybe it's the ghost.
he's so genuine. But
Yeah,
he's
I like
just,
him too.
He's so gosh
A lot
darn
of people
stupid.
ship Ned with Joe.
Yes.
Hell yes.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
I can get behind. Like,
But that's why, and listen, Frank and Nancy
Yeah.
suit each other more
Yeah.
than Ned and Nancy.
yeah,
I'm sorry,
no,
Ned.
100%.
Ned, you are too good for her.
Yeah, like she just, there's a lot about Ned and Nancy's relationship we will get into.
Like in some of the later games, like
bad. She's a bad girlfriend.
like he
No,
literally is
Nancy.
waiting for her at a restaurant on their
It's their anniversary.
and she's in
Iceland. She without telling him. and she forgot it was their anniversary.
Ned, you ditch her right the fuck now.
Exactly. Like they need to break up at that point.
Like,
Like,
yeah.
Ned, you are too good for her.
yeah, like what the fuck? He was
Her
waiting
true
at
love
the
is
restaurant.
mysteries
Yeah.
anyway.
It's awful.
Like, but that's why in Kapu Cave it's like so horrible that they do the Hardy Boys so wrong.
dirty. Yeah.
Devastating.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't believe she did that.
And then you and Ned, sweet angel
He's
Ned,
too good for her.
and he's too forgiving.
Yeah, he's too forgiving.
Babe,
Like he needs
love
to have
yourself.
boundaries. He needs to have boundaries.
Yeah.
Okay, the
Did he at least have dinner?
No,
yeah. he was hanging out with his friend after that.
Oh,
yeah. He hung out with a friend.
But he was at the restaurant long enough that the wait staff was giving him dirty looks.
Yeah. It was very bad. But that's the last, like, number 33. Hey y'all, it's Rachel. We decided to split this episode up into 2 parts because it was over, like, 2.5 hours long. It was very long. So, I'm splitting it up here, and so the next episode will come out in a couple days, but thank y'all for listening. In the meantime, please feel free to follow us on our socials. We have fixed the Discord, so it should be more accessible now, and easier to do, and definitely, like, let us know if you've played these games, like the first half of these games that we talked about in this episode, and what you think about them. We'd love to hear from you. Bye!